You're looking at an HTML document right here, and this is what this document looks like inside the browser. So I think the similarities are pretty obvious. As we can see, this is a heading one here inside the HTML, and we can see the same, this is a heading one inside the browser. So within the HTML document, there are a lot, but don't worry about everything right now. Just pay attention to what we see right here inside this tag. This is a body, and this thing right here with an h1, this is a heading one, and h1, this is an HTML element. This is a special kind of element called h1 element. H stands for heading, and 1, that means it's the biggest. So that means that there are h2, h3 tags, and so on, and they are all smaller than each one. Specifically, this part right here is called a tag. The part with an angle bracket, h1, then another angle bracket. There are many tags in HTML. Here is a p tag and some span tags, and this is an image tag. So all these represents an element. So this p right here inside this tag stands for paragraph. So this whole thing is a paragraph element. Notice this whole paragraph element has two tags, here and here. This is an opening tag, and this is the closing tag. And notice the closing tag has a slash in it. And in between these two tags, the content comes. The content is what people will see inside the browser here, right here. And here are other elements. Notice the text inside these tags is always the same. And notice all these tags starts with a less than sign and then a text right here, indicating what type of element this is, and then ends with a greater than sign. And just to point it out, the closing tags have a slash inside them, but otherwise they look the same. And slashes always comes right here after the less than sign, and together everything here represents an element. So there are some elements like images which are slightly different. Notice the image elements do not have a closing tag, and that's okay. It's a special one which we'll learn later. So this is a conceptual way of representing the element. In this case, the content belongs to paragraph. The content in a way is a child of paragraph. This is going to be useful later. So don't worry about it now. Just wanted to show because we'll be seeing more theories like this for the time being. Let's go ahead and write our first HTML element. Here I'll put a p tag, and in the next line I'll put a span tag and one more span tag. So I put each of the three elements in their own line. I think it's easier to read, but either way is valid. One line or in their own lines. So notice each element right here have an open tag and a closing tag, and the content in between for each elements. And also, as we see, the closing tags look different because they all have a slash right here after the less than sign. So now let's see how it looks inside the browser. So I'll save my document and then come over to the web browser and hit refresh. So notice the p tag, which is written web development is fun, is all on its own line, nothing next to it. But the span tags, which is written HTML is part of web development, are all in the same line. So this means that the paragraph wants to be by itself, but the spans are a part of lines. So this shows that every type of element in HTML will display differently. So we'll be learning all about these different elements and the way they display later on.